Simon says subscribe and click on the bell icon to receive notifications.
Welcome to the course. I'm Faizan Mohammed, a seasoned project management professional with 10 years of experience and a certified Scrum Master. In this course, you're going to learn everything you need to know about Wrike so that you can start using it as your new project management tool. In this course, we're going to go over from the very basics and build you to the level where you are an expert at using the features inside Wrike. And we're going to start off with the first section of setting the stage. So we're going to talk about your account setup, navigating through the interface, crafting your first workspace, and then projects, and also using folder structuring and creating the tasks and subtasks for your projects. Now, once you're done with this basic setup, we're going to move on to the things inside our project. So we're going to go on to task assignment and how you can assign tasks to different people, how you can set up recurring tasks and make task dependency, how you could use approvals and timers, attachments, and different things like updates, and so much more. Then we will touch upon custom fields and how you can add them inside your tables and how you can use all of these features to make your work much quicker and more efficient. And lastly, we are going to talk about creating insightful reports and how can you create reports directly from your projects inside Wrike. Once we are done with this, we are going on to views inside Wrike, and we're going to explore the different views and how you can utilize them and the functions. So we are going to go over the Gantt Chart view and boards and how they help you in the visual task management and the table view, which is so data intensive and like the data is at your fingertips. And then we are going to go over the files view, which helps you manage the files with ease and help you look at all the files inside your projects. Then we're going to go over stream view, which is similar to the pulse of your projects, and the Timelog view, which really helps with time tracking, especially when you have a lot of members and you have specific time slots assigned to them, or you want to see just how much duration is each specific task taking. And lastly, we are going to go over the analytics or the chart view, which really brings our projects to life, especially at the end, with this hue of analytics and this hue of data that I can use to analyze and make more decisions, especially someone at the level of a project manager or even higher up. So this is going to be Wrike and how you can start using Wrike as your new project management tool. Good luck in this course. See you in the next lesson.
Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we're going to talk about your account setup.
So once you are onto the Wrike website,
You'll see a web page similar to this. And what we're going to do is focus on one of these options, either login,
or if you don't have an account, you can try Wrike for free.
Once I do this, I'll be directed to a login page. From here, I can enter my email or my corporate ID, or either log in with Google, sign in with Apple, or Office as well.
These options of login using Google, Apple, or Office are only applicable if you already have an account.
Now I just need to enter my email over here, and that is going to be it. Now if I don't have a Wrike account, I can go over here and click on Get Started Now. From here, I can use my business email or my Google business account as well. Once I enter my email address, I log in and I'll see a web page similar to this. And this is all about logging in or setting up your account inside Wrike. That's it for this lesson. See you in the next one.
Hello and welcome to this lesson. And in this lesson, we're going to talk about the Wrike interface. So once you're inside Wrike, you'll see a page similar to this. On my right-hand side, I have this white screen where most of my details are going to be shown. And on the left side, I have this sidebar. Now at the very top, I have search, and from this, I can search through my spaces, projects, tasks, and files, things we are going to discuss later on in this course. But I can search throughout my entire Wrike setup over here. Then I have my inbox where my incoming, sent, and archived messages will be placed. Then I have my to-do with the tasks assigned to me specifically are placed inside. Then I have this dashboard where stuff is arranged inside to do this week, tasks assigned, to review, tasks completed, and my files as well. It's just a very good overview. And lastly, I also have the start tasks, which are all the things that I might have favorited or started. Now, if I look over here at this ellipsis, I can click on this more button and it will show me some more options. So request forms, timesheets, reports, calendars, workload, created by me and even stream. I can go on to this customize menu over here, and once I do this, it allows me the option to decide which things show in my menu and which things don't. So maybe I don't want dashboard to show over here, and instead I do want my reports and my timesheets to show. Now once I click save, I'll see that the change has been made to my sidebar. Now underneath this, I have my space. Spaces are the major workspace inside your Wrike account, and inside space, you'll have projects and folders. So this is the hierarchy used inside Wrike. Space, then projects and folders. And inside your projects, you're going to have tasks and then subtasks. Now I can go on to the space button, and a drop-down menu appears from where I can select any of the spaces that I want to use. And over here, I'll have my project and folders underneath it. So this is about the Wrike interface once you've logged in after setting up your account. This is it for this lesson. See you in the next one. Hello, and welcome to this lesson. And in this lesson, we will talk about creating your first personalized workspace. So I'll go over to my sidebar, and I'll see this option of space. I can click over here, and I have this button of adding space from here. Now this is one method to do this. Another method would be to go to this top right corner and click on this create button, and from here, choose space. Now once I do this, this menu of creating space opens up, and I have a few templates. Let's just close the sidebar, and I'll see that. I have a few templates. I can preview these, and if it is something that I do like, and I want to use for my organization or for my projects, I can use this. So there's a brief description, there's a video explaining this template. Now let's suppose that I do not want a template, whether that's for IT or HR or finance or any of these options, and I want to create a custom template. So I'll go over here and click on Create Blank. Now, once I create a blank space, it will ask me for a name. So maybe I want my spaces to be divided with departments, or maybe I just want to create a whole space for my organization and divide it further. But let's just go with the department for now. So maybe the IT department, and now I can add a brief description to this if I want. And there's also the option of the type of this space. So is it going to be private and only members can see, or can anyone inside my workspace see and join the space? So let's just go with private for now. Then I can change the icon and the icon color as well. So let's just go with blue and this rocket icon over here. Now lastly, I can add members by name or email from this button over here. And if they're already in my workspace or inside my other spaces, I can just write the name, or if I want to invite them, I can just put in their email. Lastly, I'll just click create over here, and that is it. Simple as that, you have created your very own first space inside Wrike. That's it for this lesson. See you in the next one. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we're going to talk about creating your first project. So once you're done setting up your first space inside Wrike, you're going to go on to creating projects. Now there are a few ways to do this. Firstly, I can see this projects and folders menu over here, or this button, and from here, I can click on this add button and it will allow me to create a project or folder from here. Now another method could be to go again onto this top right corner, click on the create button and choose projects from here. Both of them open the same pop-up window. Now let's decide on a project name. So let's just say it's going to be IT department for now, or the IT projects. So let's just go with IT department. Or if I want to be more specific, I could use something along the lines of updating client websites. So let's just put my project name inside. And from here, I can choose the location. It's already IT department. And the default workflow is project, because that is what I want. I don't want to create a folder right now. We're going to go to that later. So once my project is there, I can assign a start date and a finish date right now, or I could remove it entirely. I can manually adjust this later as well. Lastly, I have my default views, whether I want it to be a table, a board, a calendar, a Gantt chart, a files, or a chart. So let's just stick with table and then hit create. Once I've done this, a new project is updated and added to my space inside Wrike. So it says updating client websites, and this is it. You have just created your very first project inside Wrike. That's it for this lesson. See you in the next one. Hello, and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we're going to talk about task creation all the way till subtask organization. So once I'm inside my space and I've created a project, I can move on to add in tasks. Now, there are two ways to do this. The first one would be to come onto this Create button in the top right corner. I click on this and I can choose tasks from here. The other option would be to come onto this Item button over here, and I can add an item or a task. I could also use the shortcut Alt-Shift-N. So let's just click this over here and add our first task. For example, define scope of updates. Now, if I want to add a next task, I'll just press Enter and write the other one over here. So review current client websites, and let's just add a few more tasks, such as identify required updates. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that inside Write, there are no phases or stages or sections per se. So what you'll have to do is manually manage all of this using tasks and subtasks. Now, for creating subtasks, I can come onto this task over here. I can either click on it, which will open up this details pane, or I could go onto this ellipsis and show view details. Now, once I'm inside this section, I can add sub-items from over here as well. So maybe something like determine resources, and then I can just add it over here. Now, if I have a subtask, I can click on this arrow button to expand, and it will show me this task over here. And they will be shown with a little indent, so they will be inside the bigger task. Now, since I don't have tasks such as research and planning, so this is the section that I want to create per se. Then once I create this blank task, maybe I want to move all of the actual tasks inside it as a subtask. So if I want this blank task over here, let's just put it at the very top and start adding our tasks inside as subtasks. So one method would be the same. I could go on to the details pane and add all of them manually over here. Let's say that since I've already added them over here, I just want to drag them in a way that they appear as subtasks. So that would be very simple. I can click on any of these and place it directly inside this task. Once I do this, it will show up as a subtask. Let's add the remaining ones as well, and all these actually become subtasks. Lastly, if I want to arrange them, I can use different filters, such as priority, name, assigning, status, start date, and due date, and I can add these dates over here. So let's say that this is starting from 14th and goes all the way till 27th, and then I can fix all of my other tasks inside it. Or maybe I keep this task blank and place dates on the inside ones. So the order is very, very apparent. So this is one of the ways you could add tasks and subtasks and utilize them in a way similar to how you would use sections, as that is a feature not available in Wrike. This is it for this lesson. See you in the next one. Hello, and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we're going to talk about the art of folder structuring. So once I'm inside my space and I've created a project, I'll see that actually this heading is called Projects and Folders. And now we're going to talk about adding these folders. So I'll very quickly just hop over here, click on this Add button. So instead of a project, I'll choose on a folder and I'll assign a folder name. So let's suppose we're going with IT department. Now, what normally happens is that a company would choose its space or space name over here. IT department is not the most fitting. Instead, what we'll do right now is go into this ellipsis over here and go to space setting. And from here, we're going to change our space name. And the reason we're going to do that is because companies normally choose one space for the entire organization and then divide the departments inside it using folders. Let's add the HR department. Again, click on folder, not the project. So once again, you choose the option for folder again. Let's add sales and marketing as well. Now, once I'm done with all of this, maybe I could have created another folder called department and place all of these inside them. Or for these folders, rather, I can come on to this IT department and I can add another folder inside it. So I can go into add item, add another folder inside it. So this is similar to tasks and subtasks, but now I'm adding folders inside it for even faster categorization. So maybe I want to add a folder for projects, and maybe I can add another one for inventory, or so many different things. So once I click down over here inside my IT department folder, there's another folder for IT projects. And inside this, I can start placing my projects. And once I do that, it is in a proper structure. So inside my space, the company, I have my departments inside that I have different stuff related to the department. And inside that, I have nestled my projects. So this is all about folder structuring. And this is it for this lesson. See you in the next one. Hello, and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we're going to talk about the task assignment. So once I've added the folders and added structure to my project, what I'm going to do now is move on to task assignment. So I have my project open over here, updating client website, and I have a few tasks over here that I might want to assign to certain people. Now, since I don't have anyone in particular over here, once I click on the assignment, it only shows instructor over here. So what I'll do right now is I'll click over here. It asks me to add a message optional, and I can add the email addresses for 49 more people right now. If I want more seats, that is also available. And now once I'm done adding the email addresses, I have the option for selecting the user type. So once I click here, I'll see that there are 4 options: admin, regular user, external user, and collaborator. And these are in order. So admin is the person who's going to have all of the functions and roles so they can manage account settings and even edit stuff. Regular user cannot manage account settings, but they can edit stuff. External user can edit, but they can't share. And lastly, collaborators can only comment, change statuses, and attach files, and they don't have any of the other features and permissions. So let's say that I want them to be regular users, and then I'll just send the invites. Now, once I send the invite and I enter a wrong email address, Wrike will be very quick to let me know. It will tell me that the email is not recognized and the invitation has failed, and it will let me know which ones were successful, and it will send them the invite. Now, I could click Fix Fail Invitations and fix it over here, or I could just go and click Got It. Now, once I've done this, it will add these users over here, even though they are pending invites. So instead of my IN, which shows over here for my profile, only an open letter shows for them since they're yet pending. Now I can add these or edit them as I see fit. So let's just add them to some of the tasks. Now, once I'm done adding these people, if they accept the invitation, they will be added into the Wrike, and they will be assigned their task automatically, and the due dates and start dates are already added. Now, if any of my tasks exceed the due date, then I will be notified via email and also in my inbox as well. The same would happen if any regular user, or any user for that matter, would make any changes or edits to a file, a project, or a folder that I might have created. Now this can get a bit annoying at times, so you could obviously turn it off in the settings, but that is how it normally works. And this constant stream of notification makes sure that you're up to task. So this is about task assignment. See you in the next lesson. Hello, and welcome to this lesson about the rhythm of recurring tasks. Now we're going to talk about adding recurring tasks inside Wrike. So I have my project over here, and I have added a few tasks already. And since I don't really have a recurring task that I need to add over here, let's just go to this empty task over here, research and planning, and try to make it a recurring task. So first of all, I'll go on to these 3 dots over here, or just click this over here. Once I have this details pane open over here, I'll go on to this ellipsis again, and from here, choose this option of make recurrent. Now, once I click this, a new menu should pop up and it should ask you the frequency for your recurrent. So whether I want it to be yearly, whether I want it to be monthly, whether I want it to be weekly, or whether I want it to be daily, let's just say I want it to be weekly, and now I can choose the number of days. So maybe I want this task to be done on Monday and Thursdays and repeat every 1 week on Monday and Thursday. Now, of course, I could change the number so it would happen every 2 weeks and so on and so forth. And then again, I can give it a starting date along with an ending date. So if I don't set up a limit, I can change the due date from here, or I could go and choose limits. Lastly, I'll create upfront tasks. So maybe I want 1 task to be created right now, and then I'll just hit save. Now, once my task is done and it is recurrent now, I'll see that it has a date in front of it right now. So what I can do now, since I don't want it to be recurrent, is to go back over here, go into view details, and from here, I'll go back into this ellipsis again and go on edit recurrence. Now from here, I can change the recurrence. So maybe I want it to be on Monday and Tuesdays. Maybe I want it to be once every 1 week, or maybe I just want to delete it. I'll just go on over here and click on delete recurrence. So now my task's recurrence is deleted. It will not be repeated again and again. The date is still in my name, so I can just change it over here. And this is it for this lesson. See you in the next one. Hello and welcome to this lesson. And in this lesson, we're going to talk about task dependencies inside Wrike. So if I want to create a task dependency, I click on any of the tasks. Let's suppose I open this one, identify required updates and improvements. And from this, let's just increase the size over here. I can click on this add dependency button. Now, once I do this, it will ask me to add any predecessor or successor for the task. So the tasks that I want done before the current task can begin, and the tasks that I want done right after. So let's just say I want review current client websites as a predecessor and for successor as well. Let's just add determine resources. And once I do this, now my task dependencies are set. I could just click it over here and that is it. Now, once I go on to the next task, let's suppose I go into determine resources. Now it shows that it already has one dependency, identify required updates and improvements. That means until this task isn't absolutely finished, I cannot begin with this one. The same way, I could come back to the task, review current client websites. And if I click on dependencies, I'll see that it shows one dependency and it shows me that it has a successor task of identify required updates and improvements. So this is a very simple method of how you could add task dependencies inside Wrike for your own products and tasks as well. This is it for this lesson. See you in the next one. Hello, and welcome to this lesson about the task enhancement. Now, we're going to talk about all the features that are available to you once you click on a task. So let's just click on one of these tasks. Let's click on Identify Required Updates and Improvements. Once my task is open, I'll see that I have the option of adding a description. Let's add a description to this task, maybe listing down issues and things to improve. After the description, we have a lot of other cool features as well inside. So of course, we have gone over adding sub-items. Maybe I want to add files. Once I click on this, it will show me a few options like adding it using my computer, using Google Drive, Dropbox, Box, OneDrive, SharePoint, YouTube link, or even a website link. Another one of these cool features, and something really important and helpful, is this adding approval button. Once I click on this, it will start an approval process in which I can add a description and the approvers. These are the people who have to do the approving. So let's just select me. I can select the due date for this approval. Maybe it is due on the 20th. And of course, in the end, I'll add the files that are needed for approval. It says approvers must review selected files before giving decisions for a task. So that means before this task is rejected or it is completed, these files have to be approved, whether they are good to go or whether they aren't. And once I do this, of course, I will start the approval process. Now I could approve this or I could reject this. Let's reject this for now. And then when I do this, once I take a decision, it asks me to write a comment for my decision. For now, let's just click Don't Send. After this, we have attached dependencies, which we have already covered. But another option inside is this timer. Once I click on this timer starts for how much time is being spent on the certain task. And this timer, of course, is not in seconds. This is in minutes. So it's not going to go up right now very, very quickly. But this is about the timer. And once I click on this, of course, there's a time, the date for when the timer started. And I can add specific comments over here as well. Maybe something that shows all the time entries as well. Once I click on that, it will open up this time log for me. But right now, we don't have any entries. Let's just very quickly go back. The last thing would be this comment section at the bottom. So maybe I want to tag certain people, assign a certain person, write a few notes, reminders, or comments. This is where I can do all of this. I can also attach files, mention people, add emojis, or change the format of the text. You'd also see that there's a timeline for all the things that we have done. So from the first start, scheduling all the way till setting the approval date, until the final decision for approval, rejected, and then of course, starting the timer. Now Wrike keeps account for all of this. Inside this tab, from where the comments can be added, the last thing that we're going to discuss is when we go to this ellipsis, we still have a few more good options, such as adding this to my to-do, starring it, adding it to your calendar, duplicating it, saving it as a blueprint, following or unfollowing this, and updating by email. And of course, I can change the status over here or convert it to a milestone. This is about the task tool and all the different features that are available to you once you click on a task. This is it for this lesson. See you in the next one.
Hello and welcome to this lesson. And now we're going to talk about custom fields. Now for this, first of all, I should be in table view since I'm already here. If you aren't, you can just click the add button over here and choose your table view from here. Now once I click on this plus button over here, it will give me a few options of what fields I can use. So there are a few custom ones over here already that I can just click on and they will appear for my table. Or let's suppose that I want to create a field that does not normally exist. This is where the Adding Custom Field button comes in. Once I click on this, it will open up this small task and it asks me to write the name for my field. So maybe it's going to be about the budget maybe, or it could be about so many different things. And from this then, it asks me to select the type. Do I want it to be a text, number, currency, person? Single select, multiple select, people, date, duration, checkbox, or formula. So maybe just want to do the currency for now. Makes sense. I can choose a symbol, any default, aggregation, decimal places, a sample. So let's just go with their decimal, a pretty straight number. Use thousand separators. Sure. And now in the end, you'll see there's a small button of do I apply to projects only, project folders, or task projects and folders. So for now, we'll choose all of these and then we click create. Now, if you need a certain field that applies only to the project itself and not to the task, of course, you'll choose a different option. Now, once I click onto my details view over here,
And if I click on this arrow over here,
and go to more fields, I'll see that there is an option for budget. And right now it's empty. Let's just write the sample. Value 5,000.
and once I do it, it's added over here.
And will also show inside my table like this. So this is all about adding custom fields inside Wrike. That's it for this lesson. See you in the next one.
Hello, and welcome to this lesson about the fine art of searching, sorting, and filtering. So once I am inside my project and I have all of these tasks, right now I don't have a lot of tasks here, but when you're doing longer projects, you might have tens or even hundreds of tasks. And what you can do over there is use the features of filtering, sorting, and searching to make your task much easier. Let's start off with filtering. So if I go on to this option of filter, I can choose a few things. So I can choose all tasks. So this shows me all the tasks, or I could go on to all active tasks. It will show me all the active tasks which are still left to be completed, or I could go on to my active tasks. And this will show me only the tasks that are assigned to me. So since I don't have any active tasks right at the moment, it is not showing anything to me. The last thing that I can do is I can go on to this more filters option over here. And once I click on this, I will have so many of these filters over here. So I can filter projects or I can filter tasks. So let's do this by status maybe. So all those which are new, or maybe I could go over here and go to assignee. So let's just add a user over here. Or I can filter this by assignee or tasks to do, or things that are pending approval or task type. So whether it's planned, it's a milestone, it's backlog. I can do this by the created date, the start date, and also the due date as well. So let's say that I only want to see tasks that are due in this week. So once I do this, it will filter the tasks that are due in this week. Now let's go back and go for this month, and now it will show me the tasks that are only due in this entire month. Now it shows me all of these tasks. Now I could also go over here and go into custom time frame, and I can select the exact time I want for this. So let's say that I only want tasks between 18 till 22nd. Now once I click this, I can apply this filter over here and go on to click save. Now it will only show me the tasks that are between these certain dates. So this is about using the filter button inside Wrike Now, once I have these tasks, I can sort them through this option over here. So if I click over here, I can sort it through priority, through the name, through assignee, through status, through the start date, due date, and budget. So let's do this with due date now. And I will see that the dates are 18, 19, and 21. So now these are sorted in a manner according to when the project is scheduled to end. Now I can come over here, I click this button, and it changes the order of these subtasks. So before it was 19 and 25, now it's 21 to 19. So it goes from ascending to descending. If I click over again, it will go back to ascending to descending. I could also click any of these options over here, and it will change the sorting filter by all of these. So if I click assignee, this becomes assignee. If I click name, this is gone by name. And once I click this again, the order starts to change. The last thing we're going to talk about is the search option. So I could go onto the sidebar, I could click it over here and make it permanent, and I can go onto the search button, or I could just use the shortcut Control K, and over here, I can search for any of my tasks. So let's say I'm talking about identify. Once I do this, it shows me all the tasks which have the certain keywords. Now this is very, very important, especially when you have a lot of tasks. So it helps you streamline and identify what tasks it is that you want to work on and that you want to see and maybe approve or whatever it is that you need to do for them. So this is all about filtering, sorting, and searching. This is it for this lesson. See you in the next one. Hello and welcome to this lesson, and now we're going to talk about crafting insightful reports in Wrike. So if I want to create a report in Wrike, I can come onto my sidebar over here and I can click on more and go onto this reports option. Once I go over here, it will show me this format and I can generate reports by active tasks, by assignees, maybe weekly project status, overdue tasks, projects due this month, team utilization, time spent this week, and unassigned tasks. So let's just do active tasks by assignee. And once I do this, it will show me this option, the location, the title, and I can search if I want a different option. Now I have to select a data source. So it says select a project folder or space. Let's very quickly go and search up the project, and inside the project, let's select updating client websites. Then we're going to go click create. So now I have a report created by Wrike for me, and I don't have to manually create one. It has the member, their tasks, and the status of their tasks alongside their due date, and the project or folder this task is from. Let's just say that I want to go back and create a report that's different from all of these templates. So I'll just go on to this option for custom report, and then click over here and over here. I can write up a report name. So let's just write maybe the tasks, due next 30 days. Then I can search up the type. So maybe now I am going to stick with custom report. The location is already there. I am going to select a data source now. Once again, it's going to be the same project, updating client websites. And this is going to be based on tasks and subtasks. Now I have the option for layout of column or table. Let's just stick with table for now. And I can choose any custom filters if I want to add. But this is optional. So let's just skip this for now and create a report. Now, once my report is made, it will look something like this. So it has all active tasks. It tells me whether it's a task or a folder, of course. Then there are the assignees, then the status group, the status, the start date, due date, duration, effort, and project or folder. So now, since I did not specify a certain thing, it has created a table with all of these filters. Now what I can do over here is I can go on to expand all, or collapse all, of course. I can also update this over here, and I can also go on to this ellipsis over here and go on to send by email. So this will allow me to share a snapshot of this report via someone's email. I could also go back over here and create a new report or duplicate one as well. So this is about creating reports inside Wrike. This is it for this lesson. See you in the next one. Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we're going to talk about understanding the Gantt chart view. So if you want to add a Gantt chart view, I'll come over here to this Add View button, and from here, I'll select Gantt chart. Once I do this, I can select the option of who I share this with. So let's just do only me right now and click Create. Once I do this, a Gantt chart view would be created for my project. So I have a table on this end, and on the other hand, I have a Gantt chart. So at the very top, I have research and planning. Then we have preparation. So these are tasks that are happening with different order. Then we have website updates. Inside this, I have content updates, design updates, and functionality updates. Then we also have testing at the very end. Now, an interesting point about the Gantt chart is that I can add predecessors and successors very, very quickly using these arrows. So let's just move this over here. And I'll see that this whole setup, this whole timeline, based on this dependency, all of it is moved forward based on a single click. I can also relate these together. So maybe this one, start from here, and I take an arrow all the way till here. And once these are connected, I'll see that a dependency is added over here. So this is about using Gantt chart view. It is especially helpful when you're using stuff inside timeline, and especially tasks that are interconnected and are dependent on each other. And it really helps keep track of the progress and keeping up with all the tasks. So this is about Gantt chart view, and that's it for this lesson. See you in the next one.
Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we're going to talk about the board view. So if I want to add board view, I'll just go up to views over here, click on this add view button and select board. This will allow me to create a board similar to a Kanban board inside my project and allow me to see my project in that specific manner. Now, once I do this, I'll see a few categories: new, in progress, completed, on hold, and canceled. From here, it's pretty straightforward. I can just drag and drop. So if I believe that research is done, I can move it into completed. And all of its tasks and subtasks are completed the same way. I can move other tasks as well.
Now, if I want to add more sub-items,
I could add them normally from here. And I can also see the sub-items by just clicking on this option.
now let's move this into in progress.
And I can also filter these tasks based on all active tasks, the ones that I'm tagged in. And I can add more filters to select the ones that are suitable for me. Maybe I only want to see tasks that are completed. Once I'm done with this, I can save the preset and maybe name it completed. And that is it. If I want to add a new column, I can edit status from here
and add a new column or section altogether. Maybe I want to change one of these names in my workflow, and I can do these edits from here. Now in Wrike, since we don't have sections separately, this can get annoying if you're using this method of the task being the section and the subtask being the tasks, because then it becomes more difficult to move around. Now, if you're not using this, and you only have one research and planning, and then you need to move around tasks such as defined scope of updates, general resources, to their respective categories, whether they're in progress, on hold, or completed. So this is a choice that you will have to make with Wrike in sections and phases that are yet to be introduced, but this is all about board view inside Wrike.
See you in the next lesson.
Hello, and welcome to this lesson. And in this lesson, we're going to talk about the table view. Now, this is the view that we are the most familiar with, and the one that we have been using currently as well. Now inside this view, I have my columns. So my name, the assignees, started, and due date. And I can also add custom fields, or any fields for that matter. So once I click on add column over here, I can choose anything from here. So maybe predecessors, importance, and maybe I also want duration to show. We also have created a few custom fields already, such as budget or reviewed. You can create any custom field of your choice as well. So maybe you want one for commenting, such as text, or like the one that you already created, such as this checkbox. And let's just call it reviewed. So maybe I want a separate tick box for knowing if a project has been reviewed by a reviewer or not. So now once I do this, I'll see that it shows up over here as a field. Now inside my table view, I can very quickly sort and filter through these things. So maybe I only want active tasks, so you only want the tasks that are available in these 7 days. I can change any of this from here, add more filters, or for now, let's just clear the filters and I'll be able to see all of them in an organized manner, all the data available at my fingertips. I can also sort this using priority, name, assign status, and all the different features the way that we discussed while discussing sorting and searching. Now inside my table, I can also go over to this ellipsis over here and choose the density for it. So maybe I want it to be compact, or maybe I just want it to be the default view. So maybe if I have too much stuff on my plate, maybe I'll go with a compact view. It will be easier for me to see. It will be smaller and it will take less space. Now I can go into this ellipsis over here and show on this table for everyone empty folders. I can select this, or maybe I can undo this, and also parent items. Now it says show on the table for me, only parent row and cell borders. I can change this as well. Lastly, I can export this whole project, or maybe only this table to Excel. I can also import stuff from Excel and project as well. So this is about table view. This is a more data-intensive view that allows you to look at everything organized inside a table. This is it for this session. See you in the next one. Hello and welcome to this lesson. And now we're going to talk about the Files view. Now, just like every other view, I'll go on to this Add View button, and from here, I'll select Files. And once again, only me, and I'll hit Create. Once I do this, a File View option would show up here. So it shows me all the files that are inside this project, the task they're uploaded in, the file size, the upload date, alongside the person who uploaded it. I can also set up filters over here, change the sorting. I can also move it into a list. So maybe I wanted a smaller list. Maybe I wanted to be in medium list, or maybe I just wanted to be in large list. So now this view would be ideal if you have images and you want to see the image in a preview. Or maybe you could just go with a list if you want a more compact view. Now, once I click the ellipsis is over here, it gives me the option to export to Excel and also import from Excel and project as well. For my file, this is quickly go back to our table section. And I'll see that inside the setup, development and testing, I have uploaded a document. If I want to add more documents or more files per se, I'll just click on to the Add Files button, add files from here, and then I can add it from my computer or from any of these options as well, including a YouTube link or a website link. And then this would all show inside my Files view. So this is all about Files view inside Wrike. That's it for this lesson. See you in the next one. Hello and welcome to this lesson. And now we're going to talk about the stream view. The stream view is similar to the pulse of your whole project. And let's just quickly add it here. So now, since I have added a few views, I need to click on the All button and click on Add View from here. Now let's search for the stream view. Once it loads up, I'll see that it gives me a summary or quick updates, like notifications for everything that has happened inside my project. I could choose different options from here, like everything I followed, stuff only assigned to me, my conversations, or everything. Now, this view might or might not be popular with your organization, but let's suppose you're coming back from a hiatus and you just want to see what all has been accomplished in the past 3 days or in the past week. So what you can do here is see all the updates made throughout the project or through everything that you follow over the past few days. This is just a quick method to take a good glance and understand what all has been done, added, or changed inside the project in a certain period of time. This is all about the stream view. That's it for this lesson. See you in the next one. Hello, and welcome to this lesson. And in this lesson, we're going to talk about the Timelog view. So let's just quickly come over here and add a view, and let's add the Timelog view from here. Now, the Timelog view is very helpful if you want to track the time spent on each project by different people. Now, since I have not created any Timelog entries, I'll see that there is nothing over here. So for this, let's just go back to our tables quickly, and from this, let's open one of the tasks. For example, let's just open Update Plugins or Extensions. And over here, inside my Details pane, I'll see this option of a timer. Now, if I turn on this timer, I'll see that this timer is on. And if I go on to the next task and turn on the timer from there, now I have turned on 2 timers. But if I go back over here and see my total timers, at one moment, only 1 timer is running. Now, if I pause this timer, I can run another one, but I cannot run 2 timers simultaneously. So that obviously makes sense as well. So I'll only be able to use 1 timer at a time. Now let's suppose I was off-site or offline for one of my completed tasks, but I have a lot of time to do it. So let's just come on to this task of review client websites. And over here, when I go on to this timer button, instead of starting timer, come here and add entry. So maybe I can add a comment and I can add entry. Once I add an entry, it shows, okay, I have spent a certain amount of time. Over here, I can add another entry if I spend more time, so maybe 40 more minutes, and I can add an entry over here. Now let's just go to another task, such as define scope of updates, and let's add a time over here as well. So I'm gonna add entry, let's just say we spent 2 hours and 30 minutes on this task, and add entry over here. Now, once I have a few time slots added, now I can go on to the Timelog view. Let's just quickly do that. And now, my Timelog view is gonna show me the tasks, the user, and the time spent on them. It also shows me the total time spent, the sum of it, and the project or folder it belongs to as well. Now over here as well, I can use my filters, I can group by user or by date, and I can also expand or collapse this as well. So this is being grouped according to users. So now instructor over here has 3 tasks. It shows the date when he has done them and the time he has allotted for each of them. This is all about Timelog view. That's it for this lesson. See you in the next one. Hello and welcome to this lesson. And now we're going to talk about the chart view or the analytics view. So let's just go over and create a view over here. And let's just select a chart. Once this opens up, it will have a lot of insights for me back with the details of my project. So it shows my deleted workflow. It shows my workflow that is new or in progress. It also shows my workflow which is completed. Now I can break this by status group. I can also break this with assignee. I can also break this with status. Now let's just go back to status group over here. And now I have different chart views. So maybe I want a donut chart. Maybe I want this view over here, a column. Maybe I want this view over here of stacked columns. Maybe I want this views. Maybe I want a view like this or this or this. So now this is something that is fun to play around with, of course, but it allows me to really view my work in a specific analyzed manner. And it helps me make decisions, especially in the long run, especially when you're near the end of the project and you're pressing for time. Now it does also show me the total number of tasks, the total number of projects. And I can add a tab over here as well for the new metrics. So maybe this is for tasks completed or the task approval and so on and so forth. Lastly, I can also add double grouping. So first of all, it should break by certain thing and then it should group by another. And I can also choose the due date, starting dates, and other date as well for the analysis of my tasks. So this is regarding due date and I have different tasks that have been completed for different due date. This is all about the analytics view or the chart view, and that is really, really helpful, especially when you're making a decision as a manager or someone higher up in the project who has to view it from a bigger picture. That's it for this lesson. See you in the next one. Hello and welcome to the last lesson. Congratulations, you made it to the very end, and by now you should be able to use all of the basic features and even these advanced features, including the views that we have discussed just now. That means you're going from a total absolute beginner, someone who probably does not even know about Wrike, someone who can use it proficiently inside your organization and even for your personal tasks. So I hope that you've learned a lot in this course, and now you can go on and start practicing so that you could actually master these techniques, because everything takes practice. Good luck and take care.
If you're not a subscriber, click down below to subscribe so you get notified about similar videos we upload. To see the full course that this video came from, click over there. And click over there to see more videos from Simon Sez IT.